Well, we're on our way to Amy's parents' place. I guess it'd be Family Day weekend, right? Is that what? Family Day weekend. It's a long weekend here. Here in horse racing, we don't get holidays. So I'm surprised every time when somebody says, oh, it's a long weekend this weekend. It's whatever day. Okay. But it's Family Day weekend this weekend. So we're on our way to Amy's parents in Collingwood, right? What's that? Wasaga Beach? Wasaga Beach. Wasaga Beach. So, just finishing up my videos. We got our top 10 list done. We got all our stables done. We got our opening video done. Just got the 2-year-olds and 3-year-olds. Now, the 2-year-olds, pretty cool. You know, I saw a lot of horses over the last 2 weeks improve in ways that I don't want to say I didn't think they could because I didn't know them well enough, but ways that were surprising to some people. And the reason I say it like this, not like I don't care, I don't go with them. I don't go with horses like Desperado because he always did his work well enough where somebody could go with him. And it didn't seem to be a necessity that I went with him. And then he made a break in his last drone video, and then he was on a line, and they said, oh, he's doing this, he's doing that. So I said, okay. I went with him Tuesday. I went with him. We made some changes in his equipment. Wednesday, I trained him. I thought he trained tremendous. But then that follow-up training trip is always the one. Are they going to be really good, or did Wednesday take a little bit out of them? I went a mile and 35 with him on Wednesday, and we were going back in 40 on Saturday, but I still wanted to see how he felt mechanically. How he felt mechanically. Do you like that horse, Addie? So I went with Desperado, and he was tremendous. Anyway, we'll get to him. But there was a number of horses that did that over the last 2 weeks, and that makes me feel good. Sure, Eternity Road's going to look good every week. I think we figured that out by now. You know, I was happy to see Frilly Fringes and One My Heart Hanover both win their training set Saturday and do it right. And you can see the little things that were bothering them. One My Heart Hanover made a couple of breaks in the last turn. She's now conquered that. She understands how to trot hard through that last turn. Frilly Fringes got out of gear a couple of times and softened up in the miles, and she was iron tough on Saturday. I was really happy to see that. Now we're trying to take a look at who's falling. Is there anybody falling behind, and what can we help them do to catch up? Now, the answer for that's a loaded question. Sometimes the answer's simple. Back off a little bit. Horses like Lincoln Hanover, Carry a Big Stick, GW Chrome, Cut the Line. These were horses that had tiny little things that were bothering them, and rather than try and stay with the pack, leave them alone for a little while, they'll catch up, and they did. Cut the Line looked great on Saturday. GW Chrome did his work well. I took him to Mohawk just because it's a bigger facility, and I didn't want to stress him out. I took him to Mohawk on Wednesday. Carry a Big Stick's ready to start back now also, as is Lincoln Hanover. So it's just, we looked at every horse on a case-by-case basis over the last 3 weeks, and I was so happy to see something go forward. So we'll get right to it. Adrenaline Rush joined Kevin McMaster's barn, and Kevin was really impressed with the way he went on Saturday, and I was impressed with the way he looked. I think Kevin will suit this guy really well. And of course, this is the brother to Miss Brampton Beast. Both of those horses are now in Kevin McMaster's care. Argento went good again. Sam, good friend of ours, owns a big chunk of Argento, sent me a message, said he doesn't usually finish up strong or he makes a break. He seems to do his work, but, you know, what's there? How you know, I assume what he was asking is Argento any good? And I believe he is. James went with him easily the last drone set, slowed him up on the end of the mile because everybody else had made a break. It was a short set. I think one or two were scratched. And James just let him coast. He did the right thing, and he trained good again yesterday. I have no issues with Argento. He's done everything right, and every time if he hadn't done anything right in 1 week, it was easily corrected, and he immediately moved forward after that. So Argento, I've always been very happy with. Barbie's Crown is coming back in on Monday. Now that's Steve and I's filly. She had got blistered and got a little infected. She just had a rough week about 3 weeks ago. We decided, you know what, she was a little underweight anyway. Let's turn her out and put some weight on her. And I hope that's exactly what she did. Do you know something I don't, Addie? I think Barbie's Crown will come back in and look much better tomorrow. It's not that she was frail, but this is the time of season when we start pushing. And it's hard to keep the weight up on all the horses. And I don't want any of them fat anyway. It's a good way to break a horse down. So there's a slippery slope there. Should have brought a tongue tie. there's a slippery slope there between thin and the proper amount of weight and a little bit too heavy. And Barbie's crown was sliding a little bit to the left, and we just wanted to build her back up, so we turned her out for 3 weeks. She's back in tomorrow. Beef and Cheddar was fantastic. Call a spade, Eternity Road, run me down fair and square. I really didn't think, I was trying to be easy on him when we came out of the last turn. I just went to put Beef and Cheddar in gear, and I kind of just let him coast. And we were still, I was pacing pretty hard with Beef and Cheddar, and Eternity Road come out of the backfield and was gone. He blew by me. Now I started him up, and he trotted and paced hard through the turn, but he beat me at the wire, and he was flying. Eternity Road is just a very gifted animal, and he trained well, and so did Beef and Cheddar on Saturday. Braemar, this is a horse that when you look at Braemar up close against all of our other, for instance, you take Eternity Road out, he looks like a big, strong colt. Like he's put together like an athlete, like a good horse. Braemar is a little thinner, needs to put more muscle and more definition on. He's just a little bit behind, and that is because he stood for 2-3 weeks when he got those OCDs out, and he doesn't have the muscle on yet that the other horses have. So we're kind of being guarded with him. And even as I said to James, there's no rush. I don't want to push him until he looks like he's ready to be pushed, and I don't believe he's ready to be pushed hard yet. So I don't want him up with the top group. I don't want him coming big last quarters and halves. I just want him to mature at a rate knowing we know he's a little bit behind everybody, and we take care of him in that regard. But Braemar looks some kind of good, and we'd staked him pretty heavy. I don't know how many horses we paid into the Breeders' Crown the first stake payment. Braemar was one of them. And I think between his great breeding, his stature, his the way he's built, the way he looks, and the way he moves, I think we could have a good horse there. So we did double down and gamble a little bit more on Braemar for later in the year. So there's no rush. If he gets there by June or July, great. If he doesn't, when he gets there, he's going to look like he's supposed to look. Better's Hope looked good again on Saturday. I've gone with this colt one time, and he really floored me. I thought that he'd be a typical little lazy Better's Delight. They show up when the races come, but they look okay training. This guy really wowed me when I went with him. I only went with him the one time, and I think I only needed to. I know in the sets, it looks like he's lost, and he's doing... I know I went with him one time, put him in gear, and I thought he was absolutely awesome that day. So I can only say good things about Better's Hope. Blue Monk was good yesterday. Trained very, very well. Mark Isabel went with him, and he said he steered good. So I think we're getting to the root of the problem. He runs out a little bit, and we've been working on his joints. He had a curb left hind, which I suspected that was the easy answer for why he was on that left line. It may be, it may not be, but he's getting straighter now, which is very, very good. Brilliant Corners made a couple little breaks yesterday, but this is a horse trying to get his legs back underneath him since we had that hawk operated on to take a pesky OCD out. I think it'll take a little bit of time. He looked good. He doesn't look sore or anything, but you can tell an extra little stride he puts in just when he's going to get into gear. He looks like a classy horse, and I think he's just trying to do more maybe than he should. And Kenny Sestanek went with him because he's in Kevin's barn now. Kenny went with him and did the right thing, just kind of left him in the middle of the track and kept him pacing, and didn't ask him for more than he was eager to give, and probably asked him for a lot less than he was trying to give. So he did the right thing, and I was happy with Brilliant Corners. Broadway Roll was very, very good yesterday. Finally broke down for Pete and our partners on Broadway Roll. We did break down and cryo that right hind sesamoid. She was actually getting much, much better on it, but I could have done it when it was bothering her, but I wanted to keep an eye on it. I don't want to give them crutches. If she's too sore to train, then we won't train her. But she clearly, after we blistered her, as I assumed she would, clearly after we blistered her, she got better and better and better and better. And then the cryoing was just to help her get over that last hurdle, and I think she'll be back to 100%, right at 100%, I think, over the next 2 weeks. Cambridge Star was very good also yesterday. Made a little break in the last turn, but I'm not that worried about it. Jason thought that maybe he was slipping. He was due to be shod. We'll get him shod Tuesday or Wednesday, and then get him back on track. But I've been very happy with Cambridge Star for quite some time now. Can't deny my Spirit had the day off yesterday. His right hind leg was a little hot. Looked like he kicked the wall or something. We're going to get him looked at just to make sure. He wasn't sore or anything on it. Just a little heat in a little weird place. I want to get him looked at. Can't Muscle Me was good training on Saturday. I always group her and Tipsy and Dixie together. They look similar. Can't Muscle Me was very good. Not quite as good as Tipsy was. She's fantastic, but we got the hobbles on Tipsy and Dixie, and I think they really help her accelerate, where Can't Deny My Spirit is still, or Can't Muscle Me is still kind of watching herself in places, but her confidence level is growing every single week. Captain's Maid was good yesterday. She's down in Harry's barn now. I think that'll be a good fit, Harry and Captain's Maid. She's a nice filly. We had that OCD taken out, and I think she'll be full speed ahead now with her. Carrie Big Stick is ready to start back. I've been happy with him. And there another. Again, I used him as an example at the start on that case-by-case basis model we're looking at, where we want to take good care of each horse. If they have some individual issues or individual needs or wants, we try to cater to them best we can, especially when the horses want to do their work as much as Carrie Big Stick does. Cut the Line was good yesterday. She's back training, looks fine. Darling Please looked good training yesterday. I was very happy with her also. Desperado, this was a horse. The reports on him were conflicting. One guy said he was okay. Another guy said he was on the line. One guy even said he was a little sour. I went with him Tuesday. We changed some gear. I went with him Wednesday. I thought he was very, very good. I was eager to see how he'd be yesterday, and he just felt like a real good horse yesterday. I don't know where the sour quote or comment came from, but he's not that. And I know the well-said to be known to be a little lazy and cranky. I don't see that from this fella. He did all his work, finished up with his ears straight up yesterday, and loved what we were doing. I was very happy with what I saw from Desperado. Eternity Road, not much to say here. He clearly is the best horse we have to date. Just week in and week out, he's a workhorse, and he's fast horse. So really excited for Eternity Road. First Glance looks great. Also very happy with what First Glance has been doing. Came first over and did very, very well in his set yesterday. Just been in, both the gray horses look exceptionally good this year, which was quite a difference from the last gray horses we had. So First Glance and Gray is the New Red both look very, very good to me so far. Fox Valley Britska was a little bit sore at the start. Another perfect example of how looking at the horses on a case-by-case basis, it works well. Fox Valley Britska needed some time. Just before Christmas, he was sore. His knees were hurting him. We were working on them. He's still got a little ignorant streak in him, but he's fast. James moved him over in the middle of the pack yesterday, finishing up, and he dusted everybody. I think that's 3 or 4 training sets he's won in a row. Quietly, people aren't paying attention to him, but Fox Valley Britska, although I will admit he is a sour little ignorant horse sometimes, he's got a lot to offer when it comes to speed. So I think my stubbornness will outlast his stubbornness. And that's what I said to James yesterday. I don't think he can stay as stubborn as I'm going to be with him between now and June. I just don't think he can last. We'll find out. I think what'll happen is he'll relent, he'll polish up, and he'll be a nice horse come qualifying time. Furley Fringes was fantastic yesterday. It's amazing. It's not even March, and we have multiple trotters training with open bridles on. A lot of these babies.
My birthday.
Yeah, a lot of these babies, they'll see the gates. They'll see the gates and they'll get out of gear. They'll shy towards the gate and not pay attention when they're open bridle on because they can see everything. Both of Amy's fillies are all business. Open bridles on, they know what is at work. They know what is at play on the track. They're both quiet when they're jogging, and when it comes to training, it's game on. And you just don't see that very often. That's what I love about these fillies. You know, 1, they're both very well bred. 2, they're built well. And 3, they get it. They understand it, and they want it. And that's what I want to see from the horses. And very rarely you can train horses at this time and this stage of their career in open bridles, and both these fillies are. So Furley Fringes was very good yesterday. Girls with Swirls bounced back well, as did Gray is the New Red. Both of these fillies are moving forward every week. GW Chrome, people might say he's stuck in a rut. He's not in a rut. He's transitioning from learning how to trot with a lot of weight on to getting sore in his knees and hocks a little bit. We're trying to combat that, blistering him, going easy, sweating him, trying to get him back on track. And then, because we have the hobbles on him, we have to start taking that weight off for the most part. So now he's going from a lot of weight to no weight, no hobbles to hobbles. He's completely transitioning the way he operates, and that takes time. So for my partners on GW Chrome and the clients that own him, have some patience. This horse will come forward. I know he will. He's got a great attitude. He's got lots to offer. Holy Chick was great again yesterday. She's a mainstay every single week. Italian Grit, we didn't go with him in a set yesterday, but Wayne trained him after. I thought he looked good. He's about a month behind everybody, but he'll catch up as we go along. Eclair AM, here's something funny. For those of you who follow our racing horses, White Tiger, we made a couple little shoeing adjustments to him, and it really made the world of difference with that horse. And Eclair AM was interfering in a very similar fashion, so we changed her to the exact same way we changed White Tiger. What a difference yesterday. She was all business. This filly's got power. She's got a powerful gait, but she can carry her speed for an enormous length of time for a young horse. And I was just really, really impressed with Eclair AM again yesterday, and then the fact that the shoeing helped her was just really, really, really incredible for me. I'm a Lovely Lady continues to be good. She was good yesterday. I'm Hill on Wheels is back on track now. Much like GW Chrome, we have made some changes, made some significant changes to shoeing. Much, much better now. Jazzy Judy, I can only think of one or two horses that came forward even remotely as much as Jazzy Judy. She came first over, sat on the outside like an aged horse, and busted them up yesterday. She was very, very good. I could easily see this filly driving up into the top bunch of horses in the next month, which would make it probably one of the most enormous transitions I've seen in a horse in quite a while. Jesse Balboa is going to start training again next week. He's down in Harry's barn now. Keystone Raven was good yesterday. I see her attitude changing daily, which is a big, big plus for us. Let's roll on. Struggling a bit, struggling again a bit, but he trained well yesterday, but I can still hear him clicking. We're going to make some shoeing changes again with him, see if we can try and get the big guy back on track. We'll get him there. We'll get him there. It's just going to take time. Lincoln Hanover is off his training schedule right now. He might start back a slow mile next week. Again, this is a horse we've looked at and said, little sore in his knees, feet bothering him a bit. Let's wait till the corks come off before we push him. Hey, Addie, Ava. How did I ask you to do, sweetie?
She eat all her
Lincoln Hanover, I said, was very, very good. Miss Meringue, now Bill Donnelly and his brother were here from Ohio. They got a real good look at Miss Meringue. Miss Meringue is coming on strong. Her and Furley Fringes were trotting as hard as they could lay their legs to the ground hard as they could lay their feet to the ground on Saturday, and both of those fillies looked fabulous. Miss Meringue starting to come around big time now. Mama Knows Best, again, you guys don't always get to see it, and somebody said to me the other day, you say she's so good on every drone she runs. We're going to put an end to that. I think, she's down in Jason's barn now. Jason can get to know her. I told him put some weight on her and take care of her, and I think you're going to see that filly come forward now. Mama Knows Best, the way that we have been saying she will for quite some time now. Momo was good, finished up second to me with One My Heart Hanover. Both of them were good. My Jazz is back trotting good. We put the hobbles on her. She looked really good on Saturday. No Free Lunch has come back good. Now, Danny had the option to move any horse he wanted out of his barn the other day, and I had offered No Free Lunch. He said, no, I love that horse. So, No Free Lunch looked good training. Northern Blizzard looks like a beast now. I can't believe how big this colt's getting. He looks very, very good on the track. Off-Road Hanover trained well yesterday. Perfect Record was better. I didn't like how he trained under the drone last week. I thought he made a break for no particular reason. I could see it coming, but I didn't think it needed to happen. We'll make a few little changes with him. He trained good yesterday. Mario said he was still running in a bit in the last turn. Rito Sunshine was good. He's down in Harry Polton's barn now. Rose Run Why Not was very good again. She's putting together weeks and weeks of some really, really good training miles, so good for her. Round Midnight was actually better yesterday. Roy Hill was very, very good yesterday also. I went with him. Set the mood, went through the motions. I just said to Mario, put him in the middle of the pack and leave him alone for the next month. I don't want that colt doing too much, and it appears that he might be. So back him up, put him in the group, and then we'll get the corks off him and push him through again shortly. So Admirable was good. Mario went with her, very happy with her. Saurus Blue Chip was very, very good yesterday. He's got that, looks like he's got wooden legs up front. You know, he's got kind of a funky way of going sometimes, but he wants to do it. He's fast. He's got a powerful, powerful way of going to him. Looks a lot like Arctic Force, so we're going to treat him the same, just go easy with him. Stacy Hanover was very good again yesterday. Sunshine in May was good. Surreal Love is down in Harry Polton's barn now. I missed him on Harry's thing. My apologies. Surreal Love is down in Harry Polton's barn now, and he looked very, very good training. Harry liked him. Going to make some changes with him also. Sweet Ambitions was much better. I went with her on Wednesday, went a mile and 2:34. I thought she was good. We come back on Saturday with her, backed them up to a mile and a half at a 40 speed, and James said she was much better. Tanzanite Tricks was good again. That's my girl. Took all the weight off her, added the hobbles, much like GW Chrome and the other horses. I'm Hill on Wheels, and she was much, much better on Saturday. The fact Cobra trained good, James, we joke about it because Cobra, he looks like he's going to hit himself and get out of gear, and James jokes around with him, but he was good yesterday. Really good, did his work well, and I like the way he's growing into his gait. I really like it. Tipsy and Dixie is slowly becoming a very fast trotter for us. I really like what she's done and the confidence she exudes. Just really looking good on the track. Walk on the Moon was good yesterday. Warwi was good. I had him in with the top bunch yesterday. Danny got away fourth and finished up fourth, I think. We were really smoking on the end of it, and he said he was right with us there. So Warwi was good. Warwi Welcome trained good, as I said. Well and Down, starting to get better now on the track. She behaved and followed along and did well yesterday. And One My Heart Hanover was very good yesterday. I didn't know how she'd be with the open bridle, and she answered all the questions I had in the best way she could. She won her set. She looked great. Couldn't be happier with our girl, One My Heart Hanover. So that's all the 2-year-olds. You guys should be up to date now in real time. That's how I saw everything that went on this week in total. We'll catch you up next week also. But for now, that's all the 2-year-olds. We'll be back soon with all the 3-year-olds.